This is Vitualis, a chess noob, learning and having fun with chess. Somehow I made it to the final round of the 2022 Australia Day tournament. This is the final 5 contestants, of which I am one of them. And this is match 2 of a total of up to 8 matches. So I've so far won my first match. How will I do in this one? Well, quick look at the review in this game, and as you will see, I did very, very well. High accuracy game. I held onto the white pieces, and I got to play a Vienna, e4, e5, knight c3. Now, fly like a d6 is obviously a fan of an early bishop to c5, and those of you who follow my channel will know that I've recently made a video about the giraffe attack. And I thought, why not? Let's do a giraffe attack. Queen g4, immediately attacking the g7 pawn. Now, the best response for black is to play knight to f6, but they played g6. G6 is a mistake, and it gives a nice advantage to white. Basically, this bishop can never get back to this position, so the natural home for a fianchetto. And basically now, some potential fun and games. So, queen back to g3, the natural parking square for the queen in the Vienna Game Giraffe Attack. You can also bring queen all the way back to d1 if you want to as well, but I didn't want to. Idea, attack, potential with check. If you get away with it, you get to win the bishop. Now, they weren't fooled, so they played d6, makes a lot of sense. I developed bishop to c4. They now played c6, which wasn't necessarily what I expected, actually. And here I did a cheeky sideward queen move to queen f3. Are they going to hang a scholar's mate? Well, obviously not. So they developed their knight. I now play h3 because I don't want their pieces coming to that square. Opponent short castles. I play d3, opening up the light square diagonal, and you can see how there is this serious weakness with that move to g6. And we will see how this actually leads to basically winning position for me. Now, the opponent develops their knight, and here, like in the sort of first couple of matches, I kind of lose my nerve a little bit. I thought, let's play conservatively. I think the best move here is to actually straight up immediately exploit that weakness. So bishop all the way to h6, which then, so the opponent will then have to sort of block with their knight, sort of jamming things up. So what that might look like is this. Opponent plays that move forward, potentially sort of moving in towards an attack, and chess basically continues. So that's the line that Stockfish recommends. However, I opted to pull my queen back with the idea that I would then develop my knight to f3, give it some room. Now they bring their queen out, obviously I do need to do something. They're trying to do a potential checkmate threat of their own, but easily blocked with the knight. And that's kind of what I wanted to do anyway. Now here, the opponent makes a mistake. So they develop their other bishop, staring, the bishops are staring at each other, but I've got this attack directly on their queen. And the queen, of course, again, with this sort of pawn move forward, it's a bit jammed. There's not really very many places for it to go. Obviously, it can't retreat down that diagonal because obviously all these squares are covered by their bishop. Well, they can't take the bishop, unless they want to lose the queen. Can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. So the queen has some problems. It's only 2 squares that it can go to, is possibly to sort of g7 into the fianchetto position. It'll be very miserable going all the way back to the corner where it's sort of jammed and trapped itself. So it moves into the fianchetto position. I now sort of slide my queen over to d2. So queen and bishop are now in a battery. So potentially that's very powerful because that will be a skewer of the queen and rook Very, very nice. And the opponent has one opportunity, really, to do something about this. And that probably is by blocking at that square with their knight. However, they make a mistake. They push the pawn to h6, which actually is a straight up blunder. So if you look, plus 4.9, because there's nothing stopping me from taking it, and I still have the same skewer. Capture, and here my opponent tries to do a desperate move, you know, the bishop captures f2 with check, but my king is perfectly safe. I can take that bishop, and that was a straight up loss because there is no attack that they've got. This is still a problem. They move their queen out of the way. I take the rook, they capture, but now I'm up a full piece and I want to potentially force trade. So I give a check first, bring it back, and now basically they have to trade. They just have to trade. There we go. And now bishops were looking at her, force the trade. You know, here they have a chance to move their knight out of the way, but they brought it here. And now with that knight is trapped. Insofar that they've got nowhere to go, the best move for their knight is in fact to capture my knight. I want that. I want to force some trades. There we go. They chose not to capture, but I can capture back. That's fine. I now capture their pawn. They capture back, comes with check, and they move the king to the wrong location because one of the things that's happened here is they haven't developed those two pieces, the knight and the rook, and now infiltration with my rook all the way to their back rank pins those two pieces. They just can't move. If the knight moves, I take their rook for free. If the knight doesn't move, the rook can't develop. So with one piece, I've basically pinned those two pieces. So it's just a king and pawns, while I still have a rook and knight. So a very, very winning position for me. They try to push a pawn, that's fine. Develop my other rook, they push a pawn. Here, you know, threaten to take. They push forward, that's fine. I bring my rook all the way forward now. They push forward here. I don't want to trade. So these two are doubled up. They can't do anything. And no, they keep trying to advance their pawns. But now they are in some trouble. So here, they try to move the king out of the way. That comes with check. King comes back. But now, what are they going to do? And in fact, that rook can't go anywhere. Obviously, if it goes here, I just straight up capture. If the rook goes here, then what I saw, I think, was, yep, so I can just straight up just take that knight. And if they come here, which is what they ended up doing, I have a nice fork. And so that rook is lost. They try to push, but at this point, basically my opponent saw the writing on the wall, opted to resign. Now, if the game was to continue, this is what it would potentially look like. So they could push forward. I push my pawn. They drop, check there, and check. And basically, the king has nowhere to go. So these two pawns form basically a force field. Knight covers that square, and that rook, of course, covers this entire rank. And game finishes. Good game, GG. I've now won the second of 2 matches in the final round. I'm starting to feel really good. The big takeaway from this game is that you cannot respond to the giraffe attack with G6. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.